Wait, that is actually YouTube, running on my glasses, in full color. These are the two best full-featured display smart glasses on the market right now, the Meta Ray-Ban display and the Rokid glasses. If you're an even G2 fan, those are still the undisputed king of the no-camera category. Today is a different conversation. After using both for about 6 months, my answer on which one I'd choose is a little strange. If I could keep only one of these glasses, I'd keep the Meta Ray-Ban display. But if you ask me which one I actually wear more often, that answer is Rokid. That sounds contradictory, but understanding why is basically what this video is about. After 6 months with both of these, here's what actually surprised me. It wasn't which one is better. It was how much the gap between them changed. Let me show you what actually shifted. Let's start with a thing that used to be one of the biggest differentiators, the ecosystem. This used to be one of Rokid's clearest advantages. Meta was way more closed. You were mostly living inside Meta's own world. Rokid was more open. It allowed sideloading. It gave you a broader world of possible apps, and if you like to experiment, that was a real advantage. And of course, that still matters. Rokid might still be the more open platform, but the gap is not as clean as it used to be, because Meta has started opening up more of its ecosystem to third-party apps. And this could be a game changer. Apps aren't just about whether they exist, they're also about whether they're actually usable. A side-loaded app on Rokid might technically run, but a supported app on Meta can look cleaner and feel more polished because the interface is built for that display. And the clearest example for me right now is YouTube. I just installed YouTube on the Meta display, and honestly, it was one of those moments where I said, wow. Sure, Rokid can sideload a ton of apps, and that is significant. But Rokid cannot show you full-color video like this. So the ecosystem has changed from Rokid is open, Meta is closed, to which one of the two can make the experience more seamless and polished. And this is where Meta's color display and big controller advantage comes into play. But I'll come back to this later since it's actually a big differentiator. The second thing that changed is Rokid's utility advantage. Rokid was built as a display-first device. Translation, teleprompter, navigation, AI answers, text on your face. That's the whole point of the product. For a long time, this felt like a clear Rokid win. But after 6 months, Meta has caught up in more places than I expected. For example, Meta added in a teleprompter feature. It expanded its navigation to include all of the US and a lot of major non-US cities. It added a ton of utility functions like reminders, calendar, stocks, etc. So I can no longer frame this as Rokid crushes Meta on utility. Rokid still feels more purpose-built for text-heavy utility. I would much rather use its teleprompter than Meta's, but Meta has pulled much closer. Now, there's one area where the gap hasn't really closed for me: AI. And to be clear, this isn't about access. Both are easy to trigger, both are there when you need them. The difference is how they feel and how often they're right. Meta often feels more intuitive because it combines its answers with visual overlay cues and a more integrated display experience. In the moment, that makes it feel quick and polished. But Rokid has just been more accurate for me, especially on real-world questions where the answer actually matters. I've run a lot of real-world tests on both of these: visual recognition, translation, live product identification, travel situations, and what I found was consistent. Meta is fast, polished, but sometimes confidently wrong. Rokid takes a beat longer, but it's the one I trust when the answer actually matters. For me, AI is one of the biggest reasons I'd miss Rokid if I chose Meta. Then there's the practical stuff, the things that don't always show up in the headline features, but absolutely decide whether you can live with a pair of glasses. Availability first. Meta Display is officially available in the US, but not broadly available in the rest of the world. Rokid is basically the reverse: easier to buy globally, but not currently shipping to the US through official channels. So, depending on where you live, This may decide the question before the feature debate even starts. Prescription. Meta's solution is more elegant, it's integrated, and if you're within the supported range, it's cleaner. But that range can be limiting. And for me, this is not a small detail. I have a strong prescription, so whether I can actually see through the glasses comfortably can decide whether the product is usable at all. Rokid uses magnetic clip-on prescription lenses, less elegant and not as seamless as built-in, but potentially much more flexible if your prescription falls outside Meta's supported range. Battery and charging. Meta has the cleaner out-of-the-box experience. The case is polished, it's included, and it just works. Rokid out of the box is more annoying if all you have is the specialized cable. But you can buy Rokid's charging case separately, which brings the everyday experience in line with Meta, and then the Power Capsule on top of that, which is basically a clip-on charger you can also purchase from Rokid, basically eliminates battery anxiety for long days. And yes, there are some third-party battery accessories for the regular Ray-Ban Meta glasses, but as of now they're for Gen 1 and Gen 2, not the display. So with the display, you're working with what's in the box. The best smart glasses aren't just the ones with the best features. They're the ones you can actually buy, see through, charge, and live with. So let's add this all up. Rokid is more open in some ways. It's more accurate on AI. It's easier for long sessions. It's more flexible for my prescription. And with the charging case and power capsule, it's much easier to live with than it looks at first. So why would I still keep Meta if I could only keep one? Here's why. There's a specific kind of moment where Meta isn't just better, it's in a different league. It's when I'm out, in public, around other people, and I want everything to just work. When I want to capture a shot and I only get one chance, Meta is the one I trust. The camera is better, the video is better, and the viewfinder makes a difference. With Meta, I can frame my video shots confidently. With Rokid, you can use the viewfinder for static photos, but for video, at least as of now, that's not possible. Then there's public comfort. Meta has almost no visible light leak. Rokid's dual-eye display is gorgeous, but in a dim room or a quiet setting, people notice it. Meta also has lower audio leak, better speakers, and better mics. It just behaves better around other people. Meta's color display is also a bigger deal than I expected. It is nicer for maps, camera preview, app visuals, and now full-color video apps like YouTube, something Rokid cannot replicate. And then there's control. This is the thing I said I'd come back to, the neural band. With Meta, I can scroll, select, capture, and answer without ever touching my face. Nobody around me even knows I'm doing anything. Now, to be fair, Rokid does have a third-party gesture option. It's called Mudra Link, and I own it. But compared to the neural band, it's clunkier and harder to get used to. It's good that the option exists. It just doesn't feel native. The default way to control Rokid is voice commands or to reach up and tap your temple, which is completely fine until you're in a setting where you'd rather not look like you're fiddling with your glasses. When the moment has to be perfect and I have to be discreet, Meta is the one I trust, every time. But here's the part that I realized over the past 6 months. Most of my life is not that moment. Most of the time, I'm at home, or at my desk, or somewhere I'm just not worried about how I look to strangers. And in those moments, most of Meta's advantages don't matter to me. I don't care about a little light bleed when I'm on my couch. I don't care about a little audio leak when I'm alone. And I don't mind reaching up and tapping my temple to start my music or pull up an answer. What I care about in those moments is completely different. I care about comfort, and Rokid is just way easier to wear. I care about being able to see the display clearly through my prescription, and for me, Rokid handles that better. I care about being able to ask the AI a question and then follow up without the connection breaking. Again, a win for Rokid. And I care about just keeping them on for hours without worrying about battery drain. And that's most days. So Meta might win the moments that matter. Rokid wins the moments that happen most. So after 6 months, if you forced me to keep only one pair, I'd keep the Meta Ray-Ban display. Because if I could only have one, I'd want the one that can handle the high-stakes moments, the camera, the discretion, the control, the times I only get once. The easiest way I can explain it is this. The Meta display is like a great suit. When I need to pull out all the stops, travel, family moments, being around people, it's the one I reach for. But I can't wear a suit all day, every day. Rokid is more like a comfortable pair of sweatpants. When I don't have to worry about how I look, when I just want comfort, accurate AI, and a display I can keep on for hours, that's Rokid. And that's most days. So, if you are trying to decide, I would ask you this. Are you buying smart glasses for the moments when you really need them to perform? Or are you buying smart glasses to actually wear every day? Your answer is probably your recommendation. For full-featured display smart glasses, this is my 6-month verdict. Meta is the one I'd keep. Rokid is the one I'd wear. That's my honest take. No sponsorship, no brand scripts. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.